So Laura's done a past paper, I'm going to run through it now. She's marked it herself, so she sorted out some of the multiple choice questions. State one characteristic of a sedimentary rock. It's a bit awkward. If it was an igneous rock, you could say hard. A metamorphic rock, you might say very hard, but you don't really say soft for a sedimentary rock. They're not, you'd break your finger if you tried poking it. So formed in layers, contains the remains of dead plants and animals, so you could call it fossiliferous, but not really soft. So you don't get the mark for that. State one other example of a human activity that affects the landscape. Up here they've mentioned farming, so I can't mention farming. Urbanisation is fine, she got the mark. She could also talk about road building as an example. Explain one way in which farming affects the landscape. Now, just look up there, it's a 2-mark question, so I know I need to consider 2 points here. Consider 1 point and then extend it. Explain questions, so I want to consider a point, write because, and then come up with an answer, an explanation of it. The overuse of farmland can lead to infertile soil as nutrients are constantly stripped. That's actually true, isn't it? The overuse of farmland can lead to infertile soil, and then she's explained why that happens. Unfortunately, this is irrelevant to the question, really. It's not explaining what farming does that changes the landscape. She could have gone for initially mentioning that farming strips away the land surface and replaces the natural covering and replaces it with monoculture, so it reduces the biodiversity. She could mention that it strips away the natural covering and replaces it with monoculture, which makes the landscape very similar, takes away the differences in colours or differences in plant and animal life. Could also mention one of the big changes in upland Britain, which is what farming has done is it's removed all the forestry and replaced it with sheep. And the sheep graze the land and they keep the forestry down, so they've actually changed it from forestry to grassland. You'd want to do that in the 2-part way, so you're saying farming of livestock leads to land being changed from forestry to grassland, and then the livestock keep the grassland down.